Hello, welcome to ACE Manager. Control Focus A7 Margaret's story. This story is about diversion of funds to her own account by an overseas employee. Magnitude was high, equivalent to about £150,000 over a period of time. More interestingly, it is an online diversion of funds in a bank payment process. This process is most commonly employed and can lead to manipulations unless proper checks and balances are in place. Once again, it was a large software services company with multiple offices outside India. Each of these offices had a branch manager, an accounts manager, and a junior accountant. Each office supported 100 to 200 software engineers or marketing personnel, apart from occasional visitors seeking accommodation and other travel-related services. The company had a back office in India with a dedicated resource team to support the overseas offices. Typically, the process went like this. Vendor invoices were received at the overseas office. They were scanned by the junior accountant. Scanned copies are passed on to back office. The team at back office was verifying these invoices and was processing them after obtaining necessary approvals. Once a week, all the processed claims or invoices were uploaded into the bank portal for releasing payment online. These bank accounts were maintained in the cities where the overseas offices were located. Once payments are uploaded, back office team was advising the junior accountant about the upload and shared a list of payees along with the amounts. Junior accountant placed the original invoices which were with her in a folder and submitted them to the accounts manager, who was the first signatory to clear the payments online. While clearing, accounts manager used to endorse the invoices as paid. Then, junior accountant would submit this folder to the branch manager, who was the second signatory. On his clearance, payment is released from the bank and advices were going to the payee. The bank did give the option of a single signatory as well, but the organization chose not to use that option and kept the single signatory limit as 1 cent. Whenever any payment was urgent, junior accountant was not waiting for the weekly upload. Instead, she was getting approvals required and was uploading the amounts into bank line and was seeking signatories' clearances. Subsequently, she was passing on the copy of the paid invoice to the back office for accounting. This payment was called special payment. In case the junior accountant failed to share a copy by the end of the month, back office would follow up for the invoice copy. Junior accountant was also given the authority to pass accounting entries and close the transaction, which was meant to be used in emergencies like audit finalization. Let's now come to the incident that alerted everyone about the company's UK office. Accounts manager was browsing the bank payments released in the previous week and noticed that payments pertaining to multiple vendors were going to a particular bank account. Accounts manager quickly realized that it was going to Margaret's bank account, who was the junior accountant at the same office. He was able to review the payments for about 3 months and realized that on and off such payments were taking place. As Margaret was on leave that day, he could go to the folder in which paid invoices were retained and noted that there were no invoices for payments which involved diversion of funds. Accounts manager alerted the back office. They also noticed that supporting invoices were not available for the payments made through the special payment route, and all such payments turned out to be funds diverted to Margaret's account. On investigation, it came to light that all these payments were made on holidays when no one else was normally working. Few years ago, when online bank payment was introduced, Margaret was made the super user in the system and to operate the bank account. This right was to be withdrawn after the new process stabilized. Apparently, this did not happen. Branch manager who was signing second had left his access card and credentials with Margaret and asked her to sign second using his authorization. He felt that all these payments were mundane activities in which he need not get involved. Branch manager was also authorized to sign on single signature basis. On office holidays, Margaret used to come down to office, used super user credentials to enhance the single signature limit from 1 cent to the amount required for the fictitious invoice she created, used the branch manager's access card and authorized payment, and restored the single signatory limit once again after the payment is made. She never sent any invoice copies to back office, who also did not pursue for completing the accounting documentation. Margaret herself passed the accounting entries for the amounts. Total amount was over £150,000. Sniffing trouble, Margaret vanished. This is a case of combination of multiple control gaps: super user not being withdrawn, branch manager leaving his access card with the junior accountant, compromise on segregation of duties to authorize the junior accountant who is doing payment process to do accounting as well, and poor attention from the back office, which all enabled Margaret to perpetrate this fraud for quite some time. Moral of the story is that you not only design good controls, you need to ensure that they are implemented meticulously. Thank you for your attention.